Hello again. We're going to be doing section 1.3, subtraction of real numbers. And there's less subtraction problems because when we did the addition, there was 20 questions. Now we have 15. There is really not much difference between subtraction and addition. They're related. Okay, so now that you got to 1.3, you're masters of addition, you could use that knowledge of addition to do subtraction. So let's write this down here, this problem over here, minus 7. And the idea here is when you see yourself subtracting a number, keep in the back of your mind that you're dealing with, the operation you have to perform is add the opposite. Add the opposite. Okay. What does that mean? Don't do subtraction. Keep the first number. Change the minus to a plus, and then change the 7 to the opposite of 7, which is negative 7. That's add the opposite. So now you know how to do that from the previous chapter. Okay, negative 10. There you go. That's it. That's all you do. Add the opposite. Keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, and so then what you're going to do next is say, all right, we can do a whole bunch of these problems now. Negative 15 minus 8 is equal to negative 15. The first number stays the same. Change that minus to a plus. Change that 8. This is just a raw 8. Positive 8 to a minus 8 because that's the opposite of 8. And so now we have two negatives that are being added, so that would be negative 23 when you do that math. Okay. Now, 49, let's do this one. 49 minus a negative. You're going to see double negatives a lot. So you might as well get used to the pattern when you see double negatives. Okay. Basically add the opposite. Keep the first number. Change that minus to a plus. The opposite of negative 19 is 19. Okay, so we got two positive numbers there. 68. Double negatives, you might as well get, double negatives are always positive. Okay, when you see a minus and a minus together, you might as well change that to a plus right off the bat. Okay, that's the pattern of that you're going to see a whole lot of. So let's put 68 in there. Enter, good job. All right, and I'll do one more. I'll do one more, 44. And you know what? Let's add the opposite. Change that minus to a plus. Change to now you're subtracting 88. You're adding a negative 88. Okay, so we're going to subtract the absolute values. 88 minus 44 is 44. But you keep the sign of the bigger absolute value, negative 44. Because 88 had the bigger absolute value, and that happened to have been negative. So negative 44, enter. Nice. So we're basically using the stuff that we did from last section to do this section. We're transforming a subtraction into an addition, and we're just learning using the same stuff, doing the same stuff. File, new. Okay. Let's come over here. Negative 9. What did I say? Double negatives? Double negatives. Add the opposite, plus. And this will be negative 4. Enter. So I'm going to probably skip a few of these next ones. Yeah, I'm going to skip a few of these for you to do. Let's see. Do a few of these. Okay, I'll start doing the fraction stuff problems. But, you know, the technique is still the same. Add the opposite. So for this problem, I'll keep the first fraction. Add the opposite of 11/14. Okay, because we started off with a positive 11/14. The opposite is negative 14. Now this you can't do. Remember, when you're dealing with fractions, you can't add the fractions unless the denominators are the same. Well, let's make them the same. So right below, what we're going to do is find the common denominator. 14. 14 is the smallest number that 7 divides into and 14 divides into. Okay, and so this fraction really needs to change because 7 needs to become 14. I have to multiply the bottom by 2. I'm going to multiply the top by 2. And I prefer to have the minus sign. Notice the minus sign was in the middle. Put it on top. It just looks, it just looks better when you're doing fractions. See, pretend this was a minus 11. Well, it's more than it is. Don't pretend it is minus 11. And this fraction didn't change. Okay, because we start off with 14, we end up with 14. It's still basically that. Okay, the same fraction. Now, when you have the same denominator, you get to add the tops, to add the numerators. And what are we adding? We're adding two negative numbers, which means that you're going to add the absolute values, keep the sign of those original numbers, which were both negatives, over 14. Now when you enter these things, don't worry about changing these to mixed numbers and putting things in this form. They don't want that. In fact, don't do that. Okay, there's more room for error. Okay, just keep it as one fraction. Put the negative 19 up top and the 14 on the bottom. And you should be well done. Well done. Same deal here. Remember, when you have multiple terms as more than two terms, what you're going to do is 2 at a time. 6 plus a negative 7, okay, minus a negative 15. Okay, so left to right order, do 2 at a time. Add those together, you get negative 1. Copy the rest down. Copy the rest down right here. Minus and minus 15. Add the opposite, add a positive, so that's basically going to say minus 1 plus 15, which is going to be 14. Okay, so really this looks like what we did in the first, section 1-2, when we were adding. Just to add the opposite, that I can't say over and over again enough. Okay, so let's do a new sheet of paper here. New quick sheet of paper. I think probably, I don't know if there's any word problems. I forgot. We'll find out. We will find out. 21 minus 6 minus 11. Left to right. 21 minus 6 is 15. Minus 11. Bring that down. There's no magic here. All the numbers worked out nice. So I would say 15 minus 11 is 4. Hit enter. Well done. Subtract by adding the opposite. Well, where were they? Why did they add this to all the other problems? Because it's exactly, they're absolutely correct, but I just find it funny that they just added this, add the opposite on problem 12 as opposed to problem 1. But that's all right. Write the problem down. See, whether you have whole numbers or fractions, you do the same thing. Even in decimals, you do the same thing. Add the opposite. Okay, we'll do 2/9 plus 3/8. And we can't do that because the denominators aren't the same, so let's make them the same. So what would be the smallest number that 9 goes into and 8 goes into evenly? I bet you 72 is the best you can do. 72. 72. Okay. 9 goes into 72 8 times. See, 9 became 8 times bigger. 9 went from, this number 9 had to go to 72 by multiplying by 8. You got to multiply the top by 8 to offset it. 8 goes into 72 9 times. 9 times the top is 27. Now we get to add the tops. when we add the tops, I get, that's a 7. That's a 7. I get 13 and 43 over 72. Now, once you get that fraction, you got to see if you can simplify it. Okay, let's see if you simplify it. I don't think we can simplify it. 43 is a prime number, so we're done. Put a 43 there, 72 here, hit enter. Nice. And we're almost done. I'll leave you with this one. I really am going to skip doing this one because it looks like the ones that we just did, and I want you to have some fun. Okay, here we go. What do we got here? We got a little word problem. File new. Okay. Let's see what we got here. 2 airplanes take off from the same airport. One flies north, the other one flies south, as pictured. Okay, so here's the airport. You got one plane going in the north direction, another plane going in the south direction. Okay. How far apart are the planes? I don't know I don't know what the mystery here is. Don't know what the mystery here is. What's from here to here? Don't you just add those two numbers? All right. Okay. Oh, okay. The answer. Okay, I know what you're doing. What they're trying to say, but this is not the way I would have done the problem. Okay, the answer would be 5, 6, 85. Yeah, you do add the numbers. Plus 3, 7, 9, 1 to give you 96, 94, 76, 94, 76. Okay, so yeah, that's the answer. And I don't care how you get the right answer, just get the right answer. Okay, so if I add those two numbers, where's the subtraction? Okay, where's the subtraction if you're adding the two numbers? I guess what they were trying to say is if you consider the airport 0, this guy going north is considered going up 56.85. And this number down here south would be like a negative, so that would be negative 37.91. And the distance between two things is given by subtraction. Okay, so you subtract one position from another, you would say this 56.85 minus a minus 37.91, which in a sense is adding those two numbers. So this might be more work than it's worth. I would have just added the two numbers, seen the green box, and be very happy with myself. And the next question right now. I don't want that one. The highest point in a country has an elevation of 14,935. The lowest point is 561 below sea level. How much higher is the highest point with the lowest point? So this is the same type of thing. The difference between, the distance between 2 points you obtain by their positions. You subtract their positions. Okay, so the highest point is 14,935, and the lowest point would be negative 561, and so that's the highest point. The lowest point, you subtract their positions, and so then you would take your calculator and recognize that you're adding those values. 14,435 plus 561 should be 14,996. 14,996. Hit enter. What? Well, anyway, express the difference. Did I enter it right? 561, 5. Oh, wait a second. I don't think I entered. I think I entered a 4. Hold on. Let's do it again. Let's take a look at this a bit better. Clear it. 14,935 plus 561 equals, okay. let's come over here, put the right number in, 15,496, enter. Okay, there you go. Now, there might be some, why do I take the difference? Maybe there's some question about that. Here, let's pretend we had this situation. We had an airplane that went north 8,000 miles. Can't be 8,000 miles, 8,000 feet. Okay? And then you had another airplane that went north. That might be a better way of looking at this. 3,000 feet. What's the distance between them? You subtract, right? You subtract the distances. Same thing here. You subtract the distances, just one happens to be the negative, and in effect, you change this to an addition. Okay, that's subtraction. We're done with this section. Now, do this homework. And there's also a quiz you need to do. After you do this homework, it's quiz 1A. Quiz 1A deals with homeworks 1-1, 1-2, and 1-3. Okay, if you do well on those homeworks, there's no reason why you can't do well on the quiz. And in fact, once you do this homework, do the quiz. Okay, do the quiz, get it done. Don't wait till the last minute to get these things done. Okay, because you're going to find you're going to get anxious, and you don't want that. Just get it done. All right, we'll see you in the next section 1.4. Bye.